thought I'd give you a different view of the SBS tank this time. As you can see, the Passiflora on the right side of the tank, that thing is huge, and it's shading all the Montes around it, so I'm going to frag that thing back. Everything else is growing out pretty good. This acro's growing out nicely. The 24K Leptocerus is looking cool, nice and bright. Some more Passiflora there, and it's also starting to pop up in other spots, as you can see. All the other acros there are doing good. The Monte is growing next to the acro there. It's kind of getting in the way. There's that. We can see the Passiflora. A little bit of it came off there, and now it's growing on that rock. I'll have to trim that back eventually. There's some more Leptocerus. And there is the green Slimer Acropora. That thing's huge. And there's the little, that was supposed to be like a little Acropora rock there to the right, but some more bird's nests decided to attach to it, so I got to frag that back too. Try to get that off the rock. But things are looking pretty good. And looking through the front view of the tank, there's something cool I wanted to show you. This 24K Leptocerus is actually growing over the acro without even touching it. Now that's what I call being passive aggressive. Yeah, as you can see, coral run out of room eventually. They all just kind of grow into each other and duke it out for space, like this Pavona Montipora right here. Pavona's going to win that fight. The Leptocerus and the Pavona, however, they're pretty evenly matched. But yeah, everything's doing pretty good in this tank. I'm just keeping an eye on it, being a little nervous about it because things are looking so good in it. Just waiting for something to happen, but so far so good. And this Montipora digitata is growing out of the water pretty much. This acro here will be soon. They look pretty cool doing that. It gives the fish a little home to stay in too, so that's why I like them. And there's my little Montipora mess, but same thing, it's a habitat for the fish. And speaking of the fish, and I hardly ever show them off. That was Sarge there a second ago. There's my purple tang. That thing's not even that big. It's only about 4 inches long. It's about 5 years old. Sarge is actually getting bigger than the tang now. That's the Sergeant Major damselfish a second ago. But yeah, the fish are doing pretty good in here too. And here's the Fowler tank. That's also Puffy's tank. Everybody in here is doing pretty good. I cleaned out the glass for them a couple weeks ago. Got all the algae off. It's starting to grow back a little bit. There's Leonidas, the big lionfish, and Bandit. He's a huma trigger. He likes to steal everybody's food. That's why I call him Bandit, especially Puffy's food. And there's the bicolor fox face. Sorry. And Puffy's right there. He's in the corner. It's a little dark right there, but there's a new power head there that he likes to play with, so he's just kind of chilling with that. But these guys are pretty happy. They eat like crazy, so especially Bandit. He likes to steal everybody's food, like I said, so they're all doing pretty good. And like I said, Leonidas is getting huge. He's about a foot long now. You should see, he kind of moved away from my hand there, but he is definitely getting big, and he's not full grown yet. And I have over 20 fish, but these are the fish that I consider, you know, quote unquote, my pets. So that's why I have them alone in the Fowler tank. And moving on to the new frag tank. The Ophelia is not doing so good. I don't know what's going on with it. I'm losing some heads, but some of it's doing okay, but some of it's not. So I'm going to see what I can do. I've been dipping it and checking it, but I don't really know what's going on with it. Everything else not too bad. This is kind of like a bad hair day for some of them because the polyps aren't open right now. But this tank I just recently switched over to Alpha Reef, so I'm still trying to keep my get my elk in the range I want it, which is 8.5, and I want to keep it there. So I'm slowly getting there. I had a swing because I added too much, and all of a sudden the elk went too high, and then I did a water change, and then the elk went too low, you know, around 7. So now I'm starting to get back up to 8, and I'm going to get it up to 8.5. I think I got it figured out now. So hopefully the coral will forgive me, and I will be able to move past it. But I think maybe a water change, get some of the detritus and stuff out, will help too. So I might do that, and then just keep the same dosage of Alpha Reef that I have going on right now. So yeah, not too shabby. I'll take the good with the bad, and I'll get it figured out. Alright, on to the old frag tank, I'll call it. Same thing, having some problems with, well, they're not called Euphyllia anymore. I forgot what they call them now, but you know, frog spawns and hammers. I'm having problems with those, losing heads. But everything else ain't doing too bad. The Sephastria issue is still sort of there, but it's going away. I did some fragging with some zoas, and that bounce mushroom there is splitting like crazy for some reason, so little pieces of it are popping up and splitting, and it's kind of going everywhere. I don't really know what to do with it yet, but everything else is just, it's okay. This is the timeout rack. Things are doing all right there. Like I said, I got a little Sephastria issues still. There's Nemo zoas. That was all one frag, so I figured it was time to frag it up into separate frags. And there's some of the new frags that I just fragged up as well. Yeah, I don't really talk about them that much, but zoas are one of my favorites too. Really, Acropora and zoas are my favorite coral. I had an issue with zoas for a while. I don't know what happened. A lot of them were just melting on me, but now they seem to be bouncing back, so that's good. And as a side note, when I sell these frags, I sell them by the frag. I don't sell them by the polyp. I never agree with selling zoas by the polyp. That just seems a little greedy to me. And note to self, make sure to remove that bubble algae. And this mushroom's getting huge too. I had a whole rock of them, and then a bunch of them just kind of melted away, but that one's coming back strong. And this guy here, you can see those little baby heads growing on it. I lost all the main heads, but you can see those little ones are starting to pop up now. So I've never really considered dosing this tank. I think I'm going to try the alpha reef on it and see how it goes. And okay, yes, this tank is still dirty and ugly. I did my water change on it though. I have not got the chemiclean in it. I was battling some bubble algae, so I used some fluconazole for like, I don't know, 2 months. I think I had it in there. So now I got to deal with the rest of that. But the coral are actually doing pretty good in here, so that's why I'm not in too big of a hurry, you know, to make it pretty. But I'm going to reset this tank a little bit. This green Nepthia is huge. It's like the size of a basketball. So the little clownfish likes to hang out in it. And right next, I got like an issue with, not really an issue, but I got a bunch of colonial hydroids in the tank. They don't really bother anything, but they're just kind of popping up everywhere, so I've been keeping an eye on them. But all the zoas, they've been seeming to do okay. Over the years, the rocks used to be covered in this tank with zoas, and they just kind of fell off on their own over the years. So I've been slowly replacing them. And this mushroom rock has exploded too. Same one in the back there. That thing's just getting a ton of mushrooms on it. So I'm going to have to frag those. But all in all, not too bad. I just got some work to do. Well, that'll do it for this video. I'm Reefer Matt. Thank you for watching, and happy reefing.